What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of CMA Podcast. How is everybody doing? Back again. Here we go. And no guest today. Said I'd hop on and talk about some of the lighter subjects of the day. Being honest about it, I prefer when I have a guest. I thought the dynamic of this podcast was going to be me talking about my opinion on things. As it turns out, I'm not as narcissistic as I thought I was. So there you go. I prefer having a guest. I prefer bouncing a conversation. Saying this on my own on this podcast, I'm aware of the irony, but I just look at the big podcasters that I've been following for years, who can sit in front of a mic and just go and be entertaining and be funny and have great stories from back in the day. I just don't necessarily enjoy that when I'm on my own. You know, I like to bounce back in the day stories with people who I've been back in the day with. So I guess just something I'm learning as we go. It's ice cold in Switzerland today, man. It is foggy and there's a bite in the air. I'm gripping my coffee with dear life, you know. But yeah, that's where we're at right now. Boxing last night. Oh my goodness. Awesome. When it's cold, when you arrive in the evening, we're outside. We're not training indoors. We got out of the lease. We are a surviving company of this goddamn pandemic. We got to practice last night, put on the music, wrap the hands, put on the gloves, good warm up, technique, sparring, pads, warm down, conversation, talking about the fights at the weekend. It is a good time to be in a good position in a gym right now. Got word yesterday that there's a gym after closing down. One of our competitors in the center of Lucerne has closed its doors. And, you know, it's not a good thing. This is not a good thing. Initially, you're like, clients, members, students, they're coming to me now. No, you need competition to keep you sharp. If there's no competition, you can get lazy and down spiral. Very, very sad to hear of the closure of this gym in Lucerne yesterday. I hope the guys who own it have a contingency plan to come back, maybe under a different name. I don't know how they're financed or whatever, but it would be a travesty if they were to just disintegrate and nothing was to come up in its place. So I wish, I'm not going to name them obviously, but I wish them well. I hope that it all works out for them. And, that's what we got to live with right now. I don't want to go down this route. I don't want to talk about politics. I don't want to talk about the pandemic and all of the bullshit that comes with it. God, when someone comes over to my apartment or when I meet someone for lunch or coffee or whatever, and they start talking about that topic, it's like,
you need to shut the fuck up.
Oh, did you get your...
You need to shut the fuck up.
Have you been wearing your...
You need to shut the fuck up.
Have you been keeping...
You need to shut the fuck up.
It's just, it wrecks my head, you know. I'm just sitting there trying to focus on something else, hoping that this topic would end soon so that I can just enjoy a conversation about future plans, the good old days, what are you doing at the weekend, things like that. It's just like,
You need to shut the fuck up.
It's the only thing that pops into my head. And it's going and going. I think his name is Penn something. Gillette or something from back in the day. Love that show. Penn and Teller, I think, was the two guys. Yes, that if anyone meets me in town and you start talking about that, that's exactly what's going through my head, as well as a right to your noggin. I'm sick of talking about it, man. I'm sick of listening to people talk about it. I love Machine Head. I love the band Machine Head. Thrash metal, old school, early 90s stuff when they first hit the scene, and like their evolution since the blackening, where Rob took guitar lessons and actually could shred. And, you know, I listened to his podcast on YouTube, No Fucking Regrets. And it's just the second he turns on the camera, he starts talking about the pandemic, and he's very liberal and left-leaning. And I'm just like,
you need to shut the fuck up.
Every time. But I love listening to his podcasts, and I love listening to his guests. Majority are musicians, obviously, because he's the front man of Machine Head. But sometimes he just starts, and I'm like, I have to fast forward. I can't do this anymore, you know. And yeah, I just love listening to when he gets off that topic. I love listening to his podcast. It's one of my favorites. Obviously, the big guns like Joe Rogan. The Two Bears, One Cave is my new favorite one. Bert Kreischer and Tom Segura. Their stories are just fall off the couch hilarious. Very man humor. So if you're a girl, you're not probably going to enjoy it. But yeah, I love listening to Two Bears, One Cave. Chris D'Elia, congratulations. One of my favorites. And Fighter and the Kid, when they're on. When they're not on, it's kind of like this probably could have been a WhatsApp call. And you guys could have just talked that way and it would have been fine. The world is not a better place. But when they go back and forth, Brian and Brendan, hilarious. You know what I mean? So this is I had a topic in mind today. I wasn't going to put it out, but you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to do it. This is a call out to any of my listeners, right? Or anyone who, I'm going to put this part on social media. If you guys want to hop on my podcast, if you've got something to say, give me a call. Send me a message. It doesn't matter what area of the world you're in. We can do it remotely. If you're in Lucerne, we can do it in my apartment. Ideally, the set is going to be the gym for this podcast. But I'm trying to get people on. I'm trying to get more and more people who I think are interesting on the show. So if you're a business owner, if you are a fighter, if you do fitness, if you do it to be professional, if you do it in your spare time, if you do it just to get out of the house or meet friends or have something to say, get on here with me. Let's talk about it. Let's have a cool conversation. That's my call out to you guys. I would be very interested to talk to a lot of people. More and more guests I get on, the better. I hit the mic. There you go. I wouldn't do that if there was a guest here. But I don't enjoy, and I thought I would, sitting like this and talking into a mic and a camera. I don't enjoy it as much as a conversation. My favorite conversation, I don't know, my top three conversations that I've had on this would be obviously Bass Rutten, fly right there. Any conversation I had with my partner Evo, or Bert Green from the Burt Locker. Really, really cool organic conversations. We bounce off each other. I see in my research to podcasting, I just see all these podcasters who are trying to get a big following, reading their questions, getting an answer, and then moving on instead of bounce back and forth, you know. I just really enjoy conversations like this. And this is what we're missing. Goddamn pandemic just taking it all away from us. So if you want to come on the podcast, if you've got something to say, if you want to talk about your journey, give me a call. Send me a DM. Send me a message. Hit me in the comments. Would love to have a chat. It can be edited. I would prefer that it's not. It can be, you can see it before it posts. It's not live. If you're not happy with it, we can delete it. But anybody's welcome on here anytime. I'm happy to have a conversation with you guys. I just enjoy talking. Goddamn fly, huh? And I thought it would be me in front of a mic and having the occasional guest. But no, I prefer having the guest and occasionally talking like this in front of the mic. So yeah, that's a call out to you guys. You want to come on? You let me know. I have reached out to so many people. I have been strung along. I have been cancelled last minute. I have been told on many occasions, this flight is bugging me, man, that I will need to pay for your time. Won't be paying anybody. Abso-goddamn-lutely not. I'm not going to name and shame anybody, but 2 UFC fighters have hit me with price listings. And basically, it's just ridiculous that the price for 15 minutes of your time is so high, number one. And the fact that you can't help out an up-and-comer. Like, I cannot wait. Let's say I get big on this thing. I cannot wait to help out an up-and-comer podcaster and tell them my journey. Let's see where I am in 2 years. You know what I mean? But that help from anybody. If the greats like Bas Rutten, Krzysztof Szynski, Chuck Liddell, you know, if those greats, Marcus Davis at the beginning with no traction at the beginning, I reached out to Marcus, he got back on with me. If those guys can do it, I'm like, I get it. You're factoring it into work. I get the justification, but I just want a quick 15-minute conversation with you on a podcast. Nothing crazy. But yeah, I've had people basically tell me no for the following reasons, which I respect way more. I've had people string me along. I've had people just not answer, even though they said yes at this time. But again, won't be naming and shaming anybody. But yeah, the initial point is, you want to get on here and talk to me? Please reach out. I'm very happy to talk to anybody. People I disagree with, let's have a debate. I'm happy with that. You don't like me? Tell me why. I love that one. That'd be really cool. Dave, you're an asshole for the following reasons. I'd love to get on that podcast with someone. That would be sweet. And finally, before I wrap up, make this a quick one. I would call out anybody who's got a product or service or business that they want to promote. Let's sit down and negotiate. You want to get my beak wet? You know, let's get my beak wet. But yeah, let's have a conversation. I don't have a very big following right now, but it's going to get big. It's going to get bigger than what it is. I'm determined. I'm motivated. I've got that no quit mentality. Let's see where this podcast is in 2 years. I'm excited. I love doing it. I love editing it. So with persistence comes results. And I'm very excited to see my results. So to get this podcast monetized, obviously the ultimate goal, get paid to do this. How sweet would that be? So yeah, if you've got a product or service or business that you want to promote, that you would like to get on here, local business or otherwise, we can make it work. Obviously with the power of the internet. Yeah, if it's, I don't know, I drink beer, I drink energy drinks, I drink tea, I drink coffee. If you've got a drink, a food product, anything, I don't care. If it sells, makes you money, makes me money. Get on, send me a DM. Let's do business together. But yeah, my door is open. Obviously, let's make it realistic. You know, we can sit down, negotiate. But I'm open to suggestions on this one. Anything that's going to help me grow, that would help someone else grow. And I think I've said on previous podcasts, I want to help out businesses in the local town of Lucerne, Switzerland, because quite simply, this whole podcast was manifested through my love of barstool sports in the US and the president of the company, Dave Portnoy, and what he did for small businesses with his campaign last summer. If you don't know what that is, go check that out. He has done more for America than any politician has ever done anywhere for any country in that 3-month stint of what he did for local businesses. Basically, he got together all his millionaire buddies, got this huge fund together, put out this campaign saying, tell us your story Tell us what you need to stay afloat and we'll do our best to help you. So people in local businesses in the US started emailing him saying, I need 20 grand to make rent so that I can keep this and keep my staff and keep all this going. And the stipulation was you were to be available for a FaceTime at any given time and we'd reach out. So Dave would call these people in their car, in their business, at home. They'd see Dave Portnoy, they'd start crying. Dave would basically just say, we're going to help you out. Our team will reach out and we got you covered. It's super inspiring to see that, to see the big guys helping out the little guys. And I want to be in a position in 2 years where I can help out through this goddamn thing. I'm not looking to make bank on this podcast. I have other avenues for that. But listen, if you want to be in business, if you got a product or service, come talk to me. If I like it, if I can get behind it, I will certainly do business with you. Awesome. I think that's enough for me today. I don't necessarily enjoy being by myself in this aspect. I want to talk and bounce a conversation. I want to talk about fights. I want to talk about fitness. I want to talk about survival in a pandemic. I want to talk about music. Yeah, that's pretty much good for me, guys. Training in City Martial Arts in Lucerne, Switzerland. If you guys want to come train with us, check out our Instagram stories. I post the location every single time. Majority of the time, boxing training is Monday and Wednesday at 6 until 7. We're outside. It's cold. We're trying to get inside on a temporary basis for the winter. But right now, the training outside is working so well for our guys. We have a little corner in the center of town that's isolated. It's covered in case it's raining. It's a lot of fun. Come check it out. Do one trial training with us. It doesn't cost you anything. It's free. I'm not charging for my time. I love the sport. I hate what's going on with the pandemic, and I'm doing my best to keep the business with my partner alive enough for us to get back in the gym, get a space, get all the stuff back in there, and just get back to fucking normal. That's the goal. I don't think that's a lot to ask. And if someone says, but you can't because of,
You need to shut the fuck up.
Or do you have confirmation that you...
You need to shut the fuck up.
No. I will not be asking for any of your personal health information. It is a private thing. So you will not be exposed to any of that horse shit with City Martial Arts. So come training with us if you want. You're welcome any time we're training. Guys, do me a favor. Hit subscribe. Hit the subscribe button. Hit me with a like or a thumbs down. I don't care. Anything helps my algorithm. Hit me with a comment saying, hey, I fucking talk about this. Don't talk about this so much. I don't care, guys. If you do me a favor and get more listeners for me, you will be doing me a solid. I'll give you a free hug when I see you in person. Put it on your Facebook page. Don't just post it on Instagram. If you put it on Facebook page, you will allow people to click that and it will go straight to my YouTube channel and it will get me more views. That is all I ask for. It is a very simple thing. I thought I would have some more support from my Facebook friends who I've been friends with for many years, but it turns out that I don't, and I need more people to help. Please help me and get this off the ground. Thank you very much for listening. I hope to see you again on another episode. I guarantee we'll see you again on another episode because I'm going nowhere. I wish you guys a very pleasant rest of your day.